Hello and welcome back. This is Sunil again, and in this lecture we are going to learn how to draw images on the canvas. In the previous lecture we have seen how we can draw a radial gradient with two colors on our canvas. So let's draw some images on the canvas. So I'll move to the code. Here index.html will be the same, only heading I have changed to drawing images, and canvas.js I have removed all other codes. Okay, so now I'll start a phrase. So let me tell you a few things before we start writing the code. To put image on the canvas we need to do three simple things. The first thing will be we need to create a image object which will contain the source of the image file. And then once we have this image object, we need to pass it to the add event listener class so that it will be loaded when we need it. So it will be already loaded in the context so that we can start drawing on the canvas. So first thing, we need to create the image object, and then we need to pass it to the add listener function, and then we need to load the image. So three things. Okay, so let's start. The first thing we need to do is we need to create a image object. For that, what I do, I'll create an variable image and I'll assign it to null first. Okay, then what I do, I'll write a separate function and I will call it drawing image. So I'm writing a function and I'm calling it drawing image, and inside the drawing image, what code I will write, inside this I will create an image object and I'll assign it to image1 variable. So now here I'm creating an image object and assigning it to image1. Okay, so now we have the object ready. What next we need to do, we need to assign image1.src. we need to load the source into the object. So I'll use image1.src and I'll give the directory of the image. So here I'm using class project.png. so this file is here, so class project.png in the same folder, so we need not to give anything else. So now we are ready with the image object with source. The next thing is we need to use image1 dot add event listener, so that when we will be needing the image, it will be loaded into the memory so that we can use. So here we need to call a load so that it will be loaded, and then we need to write a separate method to load the image into the memory. So I'll create an function loading image. Okay, so now this function drawing image will be having these three lines: creating an object, assigning the source, and then passing it to the add event listener and calling the loading image function. So next thing is we need to write the loading image function. So I'll write a function loading image, and inside this what we need to do, we need to create the canvas variable. So we know how we can create a canvas variable by document.get element by id and passing the canvas id. So here it is my canvas. Okay, since we have given here my canvas as the id for the canvas. Okay, so that we can get this canvas and we can put the image on this canvas. First we draw the canvas and then we'll try to put the image on that. So next thing is we need to create the canvas context, and to get the context we need to get the context through canvas.get context of 2D. So we are drawing 2D animations here, 2D graphics, so we need to give 2D here. So now we are ready with the context. Next thing is we need to call the draw image function. So I'll call context dot draw image. So this draw image is responsible for drawing the image. So what it takes 3 arguments. One is the image object, that is image 1, and then the coordinates. Okay, 10 10 or whatever you want you can give. So now we are ready with the drawing image. We have loaded, and then we have created the image object here, and we have loaded that into the canvas. So next thing is we need to call this drawing image function whenever our HTML page gets loaded. So we will be calling it here. Okay, so when our page will loaded, this my circle animation function will get called on onload, and when it get called, it will call the drawing image. It will come here, load the image source into image object, and then it will call the load image function, and load image function will create the canvas, get the context, and with the context it will draw the image. Okay, so this is it for this code. Let's run this. I'll move to the browser and I'll refresh it. Okay, something wrong I have written. Let me check where I have done the mistake. So it's obvious we can make mistakes, but we should be knowing where we are doing. So this image is correct. Sorry, here it should be image. It's a JavaScript function that we are not writing. It's already there in the JavaScript. So we need to use the image here, not image 1. That was the mistake. So let me run it again. Okay, it's not coming again. Something wrong. Okay, so now it is coming. I have given something wrong here, loading image. So now I've corrected it. Now see, when we run this, we can see the image on our canvas. So this is the image, and this image is coming on this canvas. We can modify this. Suppose I'll give 2020 2010. See, here it is moving. Okay, so based on your requirement, you can pass these coordinates, and see, here it is moving up and down. So this way we can draw the image on the canvas.